Peace and greetings, y'all. So, while we are still on the journey from to the authentic self and the authentic woman and all those wonderful things, today we are sharing about why authenticity is safer than approval. Why authenticity is safer than approval. So, um, I homeschooled my children, and one of them I think is getting ready to run up the stairs. Oh, wait, he's down there screaming. He might try and bust in this room in just a second. But um, from from birth until college, and one of the subjects that I really really love is science, all kinds of science, but especially biology. I love the life in the world, how we connect to life in the world, how we are not separate from life in the world, and how the lessons that we get in those spaces are true everywhere. What is true in one place is true. It just resonates. It's just true. So being authentic is like being the element you were created to be. When we look at the periodic table, none of those things can be like, no, I'm not going to be hydrogen today. Today I'm going to be helium. That doesn't make any sense, nor would it work, nor would it be functional at all for any of the rest of life that is depending on those two elements to be themselves. So when you are authentic, you are being who you were divinely created to be, uniquely necessary, that the world requires, is blessed by. I don't even say requires, it's necessary for us, but it's your choice on how you decide to bless the world with the gift that is uniquely you. And I always often think about it like the creator, the ancestors, all the names you have for the great mystery and all of those workings created you as this unique puzzle piece that fits in along the other puzzle pieces to make this existence that much better, to make it that much more rich, to make it that much more delicious. And so your piece can't be like anyone else. It can't be a corner piece. If you're supposed to be right in the middle, it can't be one of the flat pieces at the top. If you have to be down here in the left corner helping out. Um, so when I think about how our authentic being is that uniquely created, individual, unreplicated, no way to copy puzzle piece. I think about majestic minuteness. It's like in all the wisdom of the universe and all the wisdom of the creator, you are one of one, which is amazing because in everything that we're taught, especially here in the US, and there's always something to purchase. And if you can't get this one, you can get this one and all those kind of things. But you are one of one. And so the everything, when I think about science, everything in creation, in the natural and the spiritual world, has a purpose. From microbes to mountains, everything plays a part in the lives we enjoy. And if any of it did not exist, if any of it shifted, if any of it is missing or changed, then our existence is changed. Sometimes we don't even know that it has shifted. And if it's difficult to our existence, we don't know until later that it has shifted. Um, I was working with students a couple weeks ago, I think before the Kwanzaa break, before the winter break, on molecules. And we were creating molecules in this app online. And it was amazing that as we added or removed protons and electrons, um, how the molecules could become unstable. Unstable, um, sometimes dangerously unstable, would not be able to hold their own inside of many of the functions that many of them would have carried out, how they would change, where they would usually function. So being and continually becoming and continually being authentic is your natural and your spiritual calling. It is what creates stability first for you and then for the rest of us. Living for approval, however, is very precarious. It's uncertain. The motivation and metric for approval is external. It doesn't come from in here. It doesn't come from the creator and extending outward. One of the things that um, one of the truths that's been shared with me, of course, is that um, as opposed to the feeling that we're in a system that's super hierarchical and God is up here and we are down low, that Odumakama, another name for the divine, the creator, is encompassing everything. And we are all a part of, like the ocean. When we were in yoga training to be teachers, we talked about how everything is part of the ocean. Us, things around us are molecules of that ocean, and so that limitless ocean, that eternal ocean, and that we operate. My children are down there. They argue for sport. I think it makes them happy. I know it makes them happy. Uh, that the we are part of that, and the same way that the ocean moves and freezes or evaporates, that we are part of that. And so when I think about being authentic as opposed to seeking approval. Approval will shift. It's not steady. It's external. It doesn't come from the inside. And because approval lives outside of you, if you're seeking it, your worth, what you feel is your worth, will consistently shift. When your worth is divinely given, it's not contingent upon anything. It's not dependent upon anything. Because you exist, your worth is your worth. It's not rated against someone else's. There's no market value that it goes up today and goes down tomorrow based on what you're doing. Your worth is your worth because you are priceless and individual and one of one. And the approval is it's a never-ending game of catch where we are chasing these ever-changing desires and ideals that are set up by other people who often change the criteria for what approval is based on how they're feeling, often about themselves. And so it's never steady. And you can meet the approval of one person or one group and then walk into another space where that person and that group have a completely different set of objectives, a completely different set of rules. Yeah. Sure, that's my daddy calling. I'm calling him right back. Is a completely different set of rules. So I want you to consider that. I want you to think about the fact that authenticity is certainly safer than approval because approval is not something you can ever truly reach. Approval is it is it is the goal at the end of the road that keeps moving as you approach it. The closer you get, the further it goes. And then you chase it some more, and the closer you get, the further it goes. And the even what it appears to be changes as you chase it. You think you're chasing this particular object or feeling or whatever it is. And the more energy you expend to get close to it, the less of what you think it is, the less of what you believe it to be. Is it truly? It's like smoke through the fingers. So, again, we are we are not chasing approval. We are expanding into authenticity because that is what the creator called us to be. And it is a joyous truth that we get to be who we are and that we don't have to be anyone else. So we're not chasing, we are relaxing into and unfolding into who we truly are. So enjoy your authenticity. Authenticity is certainly safer than approval. It is more true. It is a gift. And the trick is that approval seems easier, but it's not. What you lose in approval is, in chasing approval, is monumental. It is huge. What you gain in the what appears to be the harder work of authenticity is limitless. So this is Reverend Okomfo, Mwalimu Yogi, Sister Mama Adia, reminding you that authenticity is always safer than approval. And I'll see you later. Peace.